Well, good night, good evening, good night, everyone. I'm getting ready to go to bed. I'm home alone. Hubby's had to work the overnight shift the last 2 nights, and so I stopped by to see him at his job on the way home. It's been an interesting day. I've got a phone call just as I pulled in to my husband's workplace from an old friend. He and his wife were on the same military base as we were on Cape Cod, and he lost his wife a year ago, a year and a quarter ago. She passed away. She had been very ill for a long, long time, and but he sounded great. He is it's been challenging, but he sounded really, really good. It was really good to hear from him, and now I've got his number, so I can call him and say, hey, how's it going? He's got a job, and he's out on the road. He's got a long-distance trucker, so that's kind of cool. I miss them. And I miss his wife. I hadn't seen her for a couple of years prior to her passing, and it's always hard when we say goodbye to friends, but our hope is in nothing less than Jesus Christ. And I know my friend Gail had her hope in Christ, and she is in His presence, whole and healthy, and that's definitely a good thing. But on another note, I also am going to be having surgery next week. I have a defibrillator. If you saw my earlier post earlier in the week, the battery needs to be changed. It does need to be changed. I always tell people I'm hot-wired. I am hot-wired. Got my own defibrillator. It's implanted. It's right up in here in my pectoral muscle, and so that'll be getting done on Tuesday. And I had one of my customers ask me tonight if I was scared, and I'm like, no, I'm not scared. I mean, and then I was watching some of the videos. I try to catch up at the end of the evening. Before I go to bed, I'll watch, social cam, see what people are up to. And Tissy Girl was talking about her mom, and she's saying, I don't know who holds tomorrow, but I know who holds my hand. And I love that song, because it's true. It does many things I just don't know, but I know who's holding me. I know His promises are true. When I was sick 11 years ago, I'd struggled for many years, and there were quite a few years of my walk in Christ where I was in the desert. I was in rebellion and living on my own power and not even trusting God with my life. And needless to say, there were some hard times emotionally. I was a wreck by the time I started going back to church. I had been married and divorced and through a couple of relationships, and made some really stupid, sinful choices. And I prayed for a long time, God, make yourself real to me. I need you to be real to me. And when I got sick, and I was laying in that hospital, I was in the hospital for 3 weeks. I'd had gallbladder surgery and had my gallbladder removed, and I couldn't recover from it. I went into congestive heart failure. And while I was in the hospital, before they put the defibrillator in, they couldn't get me stabilized enough to even do that procedure. And I remember it was early in the morning, and they had come and drawn blood, because they were waking me up constantly, drawing blood and taking my blood pressure and, making sure I was breathing and alive, because I was literally half dead. My heart ejection factor at its worst was like at 20, which is pretty much dead. Your heart's kind of just not even functioning. And it was a miracle that I was even alive. It was the hand of God. And I had been struggling. You know, I'd been reading the book of, I did a real good study in the book of Job while I was in the hospital. And I got to the part where God said, were you there when I formed, basically, you know, I'm going to paraphrase, when I formed creation, when I formed the earth, when I, you know, put things in its place, when I hung the stars in the sky, and I'm like thinking, no, you know. And I thought, well, yeah, he's the potter and I'm the clay. And I just said, you know what, God, I don't know if I'm going to live or if I'm going to die, but whatever is in your will, I'm going to tell you as soon as I said the words, whatever, Lord, your will, not mine, be done. I had peace. I have shared this story a few times, and I'm going to tell you, there is no explaining the peace that passeth all understanding. You can't explain it. It just is. It is a peace beyond explanation. And at that moment, I felt completely at peace. And I know that this video is long, but it was like, whatever happens. And so when it comes to this coming Tuesday, I'm really not worried because I'm in His hands. Whatever happens, it's all good. For me, at least, no matter what happens, it's all good. I mean, God forbid if something should happen. I mean, because anytime you get put under anesthesia, I mean, you know, they always tell you, they have you sign the document, well, you could die. Okay, I'm aware. We won't sue you. You know, it is practice in medicine. They haven't perfected it either, and things can happen, but I'm not worried about it because I know who is holding me. You know, He promised us, if His eye is on the sparrow, and that's one of the songs that I love, you know. I sing because I'm happy, and I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know that He watches me. It's true. So I'm going to sign off with that. God bless you and have a wonderful